All right, hey, good morning. Another day in the garage gym, day 35 today, February 5th, 4:30, another AM garage gym workout for the vegan 300. We're about to hit 10,500 reps. We'll be 10.5% complete after today. We're raising awareness for the animals. 300 pounds of meat are eaten every single year by the average person. And so you don't need to eat any animals whatsoever to be strong, fit, and healthy. And all animals, actually, all plants have protein. Meat is protein, you dumbass, is the comment we're responding to or we're working for today. Meat is protein, you dumbass. So, one of the main reasons why I'm sharing what I share is because one of the things that I thought is that, some plants don't have protein, or really, I didn't know plants had protein, but all plants have protein. And so, meat actually is not protein. It has protein, but meat is the dead flesh of an animal. That's what meat is. It's the ligaments, the tendons, and other some nasty stuff from the flesh, cartilage is maybe in there, from an animal. And we eat that. It's normal for us to eat that. Yet we don't have to. So, would much rather eat plants. That's what I found out. You might think that that's like, oh, that's not going to taste good. What do you eat? Grass all day? Nope, not at all. And all we get all our nutrients, all our vitamins, all our minerals, all our essential amino acids. We get it from plants. And if we don't get it, or if plants don't have it, that meat has, our body makes it. It's pretty simple, man. The body's incredible, and we don't need to eat or kill any animals for food whatsoever. So I'm showing you this. We're at day 35. We're gonna get going here. It's 4:30. And if you got any comments, let me know. An individual that said that eating animals and eating meat was absolutely essential. It was essential. And one of the things that I think, I think a lot of people don't understand this. That's like, let's see, is, how am I here? How am I out here doing this? How am I even alive after 9 years of not eating any animals? That throws people for a loop. Something yesterday just started with us not too long ago, but he found out that I've been vegan for over 9 years. He was blown away. Blown away. Didn't realize that. I mean, and again, it's you just got to be open to the information. You got to be open. It might throw you for a loop right away. It might, but you gotta get through this. Need to eat meat. You got to get through that. Like you don't don't just believe that if that's what you were taught. You have thought about it. I mean, it's okay. I mean, he even said he said he didn't know. He didn't know. Like that's just the way we were growing up. Like You just need meat. That's what you have to do. But it's not what you have to do, actually. There we go, 10 seconds. We got 10 rounds of this. We're gonna get going. But yeah, you don't need to eat any meat whatsoever. But that first one's always the hardest one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But this guy, obviously he's got some misinformation there because meat, although it has protein, it is not just like protein in itself, you know? So, if you believe this guy might believe that um meat is protein. So it's like, where do you get your protein from? Clearly this guy is gonna say meat. And to build muscle, I mean, you need protein. Let's say that you need protein, but meat is not protein. It has protein, and you might think that it's the best source of protein, or that you don't eat meat, you're not going to get enough protein, all of which is not true. I think realistically, the only way you're not going to get enough protein is if you don't eat at all. And if you don't eat at all, I mean, you got more serious problems than not getting enough protein. So, I think people are still confused. There's so many people out there that are still confused about this, which we got to educate. We got to educate. One, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, All right. 10. Yeah, we can't be teaching people that meat is protein. That's not. And then saying dumbass like like it's like it's common knowledge. And like, what am I even talking about? And if I get all my protein from plants and you come across someone that thinks meat is protein, then yeah, they're going to be confused. They're going to think that I'm the dumbass, clearly. But in actuality, I think we need to do a little bit more research, get a little more educated. I say people are ignorant. People just don't know. People didn't know that you can eat all points. Some people obviously don't know that. So I'm sharing it. I'm out here. Look at me. It's real. That's why I'm going live. You don't think it's AI or something. You know? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Eight, 9, 10. So we got to keep doing, never stop learning. I'd say the biggest piece of advice is, you got to be open to it. You got to be humble. Like, be open to, I mean, obviously to change, but be open to, being wrong. Be open to admitting that, yeah, you may have had it backwards. You may have grown up thinking these things and may have, 20, 30 years of thinking like you need to eat meat. Be open to unlearning what you've learned. Instead of one going hard against it, 2, look up the evidence. 3, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You also think about gorillas, elephants, cows, deer. Where do they get their protein? Where are the animals that eat plants? Where do you think that they get their protein? So, I mean, a gorilla, very strong. They got to get their protein from somewhere. And if they don't eat meat, well, just think about it. They're not taking any supplements. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, before you jump the gun and say meat is protein, you dumbass, you got to keep learning. So, and I don't blame anybody for, calling me names or calling me a dumbass, retard is what I heard recently. No, I'm okay with it because you're the one that's uncomfortable. Someone asked me why am I trying to get everyone to quit eating animals? Like, why do you think? I mean, because I wouldn't want it done to me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like, I don't believe that killing animals when it's unnecessary is a good thing. I don't think that's the right thing. Not for fun. Fun isn't necessary. Now, for food, it's necessary for you, me, and everybody else. You gotta eat, no doubt about it. But if you can get all the protein and all the nutrients and vitamins and minerals without killing and eating animals, why wouldn't you? Well, because it doesn't taste good. Well, if you think that, you're wrong. You gotta figure out how to make plant foods taste good, which is certainly possible. But even more important, one is taste more important than a life and an animal's life. Two, and maybe to you it is, but what about to them? Three, so we gotta stop being selfish and start thinking about it from their perspective. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A lot of people talk about respect. One individual even got mad at me or saying that they're showing me respect. And that's great. I think we should all treat each other and show each other respect. And that includes animals. That includes others, all other beings. Show respect. It's not hard. You just you just think about what you're contributing to, what's happening to those animals, and is that respectful? And you'll likely find out, but you don't think so. It's not respectful. It's not the definition of respect. Killing animals, shooting them, contribute to them going into slaughterhouses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Yeah, I'm talking about how I'm not upset at people getting mad at me or lashing out. 1, it's because you're the ones that are uncomfortable. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So, the reason why you call names and you get angry is because you're uncomfortable. You're conflicted. So, like coming across someone that hasn't been eating any animals and sharing the message with you conflicts with what you're doing. And so you got to settle that uncomfortableness. It's called cognitive dissonance. A lot of people don't know that. So that's why I don't get mad. It's not your fault. It's like what your brain does to settle that. So you try to be funny. You try to rally others around you. You swipe off. You call names. So I get it, but it's just easier to align your actions. All right, here we go. Last round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. 100. We'll finish up on the row. Call it a day. Hundred 27. 2 maybe. Got another day in. Another day. Another day of not eating any animals. Even though I'm a dumbass. I don't know meat is protein, which is categorically false. Meat is actually it's not protein. So the flesh of the dead didn't need to die in order for you to live. So there's that. Hey, good morning. Good morning. If you got a comment, post it, or I'll post it. Day 35 today just finished up. We finished 10,500 reps so far this year. It's February 5th. Look, training readiness was 87. Got 6 hours, 18 minutes of sleep. 85 MS. Still not sure what that really means, but we got some good sleep. We feel good. Woke up at 4 this morning to an alarm. Yesterday, woke up at like 3:45 without the alarm. So body's saying, hey, sleep in a little. So we got out here a little later than normal. But there was a slight moment where I'm like, let me just go back to bed. But we got the discipline here, so we're back out. And we're not, the discipline comes from consistency. And so if you're consistent about it, right? Like, so I missed one day in the past 30, call it 36 days. Because I believe today is the 36th day of the year. And so missed one Saturday starting January 1st. But I've built the discipline, and I got the discipline enough to where no matter how I feel, no matter how tired I am, the morning is what works for me. So many things can happen in the day, practice, calls, trips, like dinner, other things that come up. Things will break in the house. Have to make a trip to Home Depot. I mean, whatever, all of the things that happen through the day. Work might stay late at work for whatever. I mean, all the things. And then you get much more time to make excuses for it. You get a lot of time. And so if you hit it right in the morning, and that's what I found successful and beneficial for me, is to get out here first thing in the morning. There's no excuses. There's nothing stopping me. The only thing that's stopping me is staying in bed. That's the only thing that's stopping me, is just staying in bed and not getting out on time. And when I say on time, you need enough time to get ready, to get out here, get a good workout in, and then you're good, you're golden. So I'll show up to work. People are just waking up and getting into work. They haven't done anything yet. So again, you're ahead of all those people, and all those people have time to make an excuse. I mean, and you limit that if you wake up early. At least that's what I found. So I encourage you, start in the morning, go to bed early, start in the morning. And then, right, it's 5:06 right now. So we still got, we still got plenty of time to get to work. We got plenty of time, take a shower, get ready. So we're good. We're good. And we got the workout out of the way, day 35. And so a lot ahead of a lot of people. Already drank or almost drank half a gallon of water. So I take big swigs like that, try to pound it down. And yeah, got another day in. So today's comment: meat is protein. Herman the Worm 2. Herman called me a dumbass for not knowing meat is protein. Well, Herman, if you look it up, let's look it up. We're going to look it up. Meat. Meat definition. So there's meat. The flesh of an animal, especially a mammal, as food. So meat is not protein. The flesh of an animal certainly has protein, but did you know that all plants have protein? All plants have protein. So Herman the Worm must have came across a comment or where I said that, I don't eat any meat. I don't eat any animals. And then his response is meat, and I said I get all my protein that I need. Well, if I'm not eating any animals, or if I'm not eating the flesh of an animal, he thinks that I'm not getting protein because he thinks meat is protein. But meat is not protein. Meat is the flesh of an animal. That's what meat is. So meat is not protein. So he's got to do the research. Herman the Worm. Herman the Worm. You got to do more research, man. You got to know what meat is. Meat is the flesh of an animal. And all plants have protein. So, hey, good morning. Thanks for jumping on. Meat is not protein. That's the comment I'm responding to. Meat is the flesh of an animal. That's what meat is. And I'll say that you don't need to eat meat because meat is not protein. You do need protein. You do need all the vitamins and minerals and amino acids that are essential. But meat doesn't have anything that you can't get from plants that's essential, or that your body makes it itself. So you don't need to be concerned with protein. You don't need to be concerned at all with eating meat. You don't need to eat meat to get protein. So this whole protein myth, and I think a lot of people thought this growing up. A lot of people just thought that you needed to eat meat, that you needed to eat animals. Like that's where you get your protein. But if you do research, if you look at the evidence, all plants have protein. and you can get all the protein that you need from plants. It's that simple. So you have to unlearn this meat is protein, Herman. And those of you that think like Herman, you got to stop that. Like, you have to unlearn that. You can't, like, don't die on that sword thinking meat is protein and you need protein, so you need meat. Like, there's no direct correlation there, is that you need meat and like that you need to eat, like, to have protein, that it comes from meat only. It doesn't only come from meat. Sure, you can get protein from meat, but you can get all the protein that you need from plants. And if you don't have to kill an animal, if you don't have to eat the flesh of an animal, you don't have to, for food, you don't have to. You can show them respect and not kill and eat them. That's the ultimate respect, right? To not kill someone. Like, the opposite of respect is killing for no reason. Oh, I say no reason, no necessary reason. It's not necessary. You can say that the reason is for food, or the reason is that you eat the flesh of an animal. That's the reason. Like, that's the reason that you kill animals, but you don't need to. And if you have to kill something, people are like, "Oh, plants," but you're killing plants. Yeah. So if you have to kill something, a plant or an animal, what would you rather kill? What would you rather kill? And I think a lot of people would agree that they'd rather kill a plant. And why? Why do you think that is? Well, I think a lot of people have a hard time because we're not, this is another discussion, but we're not predators. We're not, we don't wake up and it's instinct for us to kill others. We're taught these things. But there's a reason, because we don't enjoy to kill. That's not just part of who we are. It might be what you were taught. You might have been taught that it's necessary, that you're providing food for your family, and sure, you might be. But does your food and what you want, your taste and pleasure, is that more important than that animal's life? And you could say absolutely, like our will to survive is more important than that animal's will to survive. Well, number one, that's not respect. And two, that's from your perspective. What about from their perspective? Their perspective is that you don't, like, they want to survive and you don't need to eat them. You don't need to kill and eat them. So why would you? So why would you? So meat, we're learning things today. Meat is not protein. Meat is the flesh of an animal. And I'm not mad at Herman for calling me a dumbass. I'm not mad at anybody calling me names. I know that's what the brain is doing automatically to settle this uncomfortableness, this cognitive dissonance. And I think a lot of people, if you understood cognitive dissonance, and if I call it out when I see it, and if I call it out, and if you acknowledge it, it makes a lot of sense. So, long story short, if you're uncomfortable, if you come across this quit eating animals, or what do you mean I don't need to eat meat? What do you mean meat is not protein? What do you mean? It's total opposite. It's conflicting to what you believe to be the truth. It's conflicting. So your brain, and you don't want to be in that uncomfortable state because it's uncomfortable. Your brain has to settle it. You have to settle it as soon as possible because it's uncomfortable. Nobody wants to be uncomfortable. You have to settle it. So your brain has to settle it. And what your brain does is settles it a couple different ways. By trying to be funny, by dropping, like, well, plants have oxygen, and you're killing us by eating plants because you're taking the oxygen away from us. Like, all right, come on. That's not realistic. And so that's trying to be funny, and so that's trying to settle this uncomfortableness. That's one way you try to be funny. Two, you try to, like, gather others around, or you make comments like whatever, and then you comment on other people's, and then you like them, and you're like, yeah, what they said. So you kind of rally around. You get others that are on your side, right? And then that helps settle it because you're like, well, yeah, if they believe it, if he believes it, like, yeah, they're wrong. Like this guy's wrong. This quit eating animals guy is wrong. That's another way to settle it. Or you lash out and you call me names. You call me a dumbass. You call me a retard. You get angry. Or you swipe off and then you just, you watch something else because hearing this, learning about this makes you uncomfortable. So, that's why I don't get mad at people calling me names. I mean, it's perfectly, oh man, I've been talking on this MacBook Pro microphone this whole time. Oh man, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. I think I said some good things here, but darn it. Why is that, man? Why'd that happen? This technology. I think this is the first time that happened. I should have checked it. Should have checked it. That's all right. You guys can hear me. Maybe not when I was working out, but that happened a couple times. One time I was doing the whole thing, I was talking, and then the microphone was muted because this battery ran out, or my other one, it ran out. And then there was no audio. And I got a video with my son. I went back and forth with him when he was real young, and there's no audio. I was pretty bummed about that. But this happens. It's okay. We move on. We learn from it. But yeah. All right. Day 35 in the books, February 5th. It is Thursday. Hope you all are having an awesome week. I hope you've learned some things this week. I hope you tried some plant-based options this week. And if not, you still got time. You still got time. You got 3 meals today. It's early. So go ahead and change one of the meat meals or the flesh of an animal. If you eat meat, you're eating the flesh of an animal. You're not just eating protein. So think about it for what it is. Think about how that animal got there. Think about the process of what that animal went through. And see and think about the food that you're eating. I think that's the first place where it starts. The second place, or I mean, you can do it in the same, time frame, but understand and learn that you don't need to eat meat for protein. You can get all the protein that you need from plants. Beans, lentils, chickpeas, tofu, fruit, broccoli. You name all the plants, they all have protein. You're going to get enough protein, I promise you. The only way that you're not going to get enough protein, and you don't know anyone that is protein deficient. Name someone that's protein deficient. You're not going to find anybody, especially not in the US. Not anybody. And the only reason why you're not going to get enough protein is if you don't eat at all. If you starve yourself. So you need to eat. We all need to eat. So I'm not saying that. Don't just stop eating. But you can eat plants. Find plants to eat. Find a variety of different plants to eat. Find foods that you normally like to eat that are meat-based, that the protein is from meat, and then change it with a plant-based option. There's tons of recipe books out there, tons of guidance out there. So just do that. It's the easy thing to do. Instead of trying to settle your dissonance with calling me names or, going against me and just saying, going off of your belief, All right. I'm out. Have a great rest of the day, and we will see you. I got 2 here. We will see you tomorrow. All right. Day 36. Peace.